Hey, thanks for stopping by. My name is Brandon. Earlier this year, Busch Gardens sent out a guest survey with several ride concepts attached within. The ideas range from refreshes of existing rides all the way to 300-foot thrilling roller coasters. Let's examine the options and decide which ones would be best for the park. First section is the medium-sized coasters. The options here are a B&M Surf Coaster and what's being called a Steel Water Hybrid Coaster. The Surf Coaster is a new age stand-up designed by B&M. This ride has seats that rise up and down over the length of the course, which leads to the unique sensation of standing airtime over airtime hills. A few airtime pops on Pipeline were truly extraordinary, and a layout that would commit to more airtime elements could prove itself to be one of the top coasters at the park. The Steel Water Hybrid Coaster sounds similar to Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld San Diego. I've got to be honest, I think this would be a very underwhelming addition to the park. There are roller coasters that provide more thrill than this, and Escape from Pompeii already offers a nice splash section for riders to get wet on. Perhaps this is some weird new model that we have not yet seen, but from what I can tell, I think the park would be better off spending the money on one of the other attractions. The second section is the ride refreshes. The Verbolten refresh was shown on a survey from 2025 and is opening June of this year. It's very exciting for the park as, from what I understood, many of the effects had deteriorated over the years, needing an update. It's awesome the ride got new updated thematics rather than just fixing what was already there. Apollo's Chariot and Pantheon be small updates with the addition of ride theming to the layouts of both rides and additional theming to Pantheon's station/queue. I feel this is unnecessary for Apollo's Chariot, but would be a game changer for Pantheon. The refurbishment of Escape from Pompeii is the most intriguing as it would involve changing the ride into a proper water coaster during the outdoor sections. I think if this were to happen along with the refresh of the effects in the interior, this would be a brilliant update to an already fun ride. The third section is the dark rides. The first dark ride is you ride in a vehicle through a forest and come across this funky little creature. After admiring the rabbit's impressive rack, you choose to chase after, hoping to snap a pic. In the end, you're a real jerk because you've led this creature towards a group of hunters. I hope you're happy. The second dark ride takes place in the zany cuckoo clock shop. Mischievous pixies have decided to mess with the clocks. For that they must die. The clocks can get some too. The mention of digital scenery worries me as I've been on Minion Blast at Universal. That ride's a complete disaster. On the other hand, it could be more similar to Toy Story Mania, but my hopes for the quality of this ride would not be overly high. Now, for the moment everyone's been waiting for. It's the big boys. Coming in at around 210 feet, the darling of enthusiasts everywhere, the bane of Cedar Fair. It's the RMC Hyper Hybrid. In the other corner, coming in at a whopping 300 feet, the reliable crowd eater, the ride that enthusiasts will call overrated without even riding it. It's the Giga Coaster. A Giga has been in desire of BGW fans for quite some time. It felt like an inevitability in order to keep up with King's Dominion down the road, but it never happened. Sense of speed coupled with generous airtime has proven to be a winning combination. General reliability and great capacity are also greatly appreciated by the parks that house these beasts. They're almost always the star attractions at the parks they occupy. The same ride type at multiple parks with a Giga is often argued to be the better ride in the park. This model is the RMC Hybrid Coaster. The Hybrid Coaster was a revolution that swept through the parks in the 2010s. Old unpopular wooden coasters were consistently being transformed into the best roller coaster in the park. Nagashima Spa-Land, Cedar Point, and for some, King's Dominion are all parks with Giga coasters. Many people preferred the RMCs within each of these parks. This model kept growing in scale, culminating with Steel Vengeance and then Iron Gwazi, each measuring over 205 feet in height. Both became the favorite for best roller coaster at their respective parks, and Iron Gwazi really made Busch Gardens Tampa a must-do destination for enthusiasts everywhere. The Busch parks have had a history of mirroring each other's additions with some exceptions. Most notably, Busch Gardens Tampa does not have a hypercoaster that mirrors Apollo's Chariot. This is all a lengthy way of saying that a ground-up RMC similar to Zadra at Energylandia would be a knockout addition for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Here are the additions I would like to see in order of least desired to most desired. The bottom of the list is the water coaster. This addition feels underwhelming and not needed at this park. Next up are the dark rides. I'm a fan of dark rides, but I'm not too confident in the premise of these rides. It could prove to be a silly fun distraction if done properly, or it could be a real embarrassment if the proper amount of investment is not put in. Next up will be added theming for Apollo's Chariot. This would be nice to see, but given the nature of the ride, I don't think it would improve it too dramatically. There are other rides that would benefit more from a theming upgrade. One of those rides is Escape from Pompeii. This upgrade is much preferred to adding a standalone water coaster. I think upgrading existing attractions is brilliant, and this project can make Pompeii a real signature attraction at the park. Next on the list would be the Surf Coaster. I love Pipeline at SeaWorld, but I think this is a very tame layout that does not show off the real potential of this ride type. Give me a Chariot-themed standing coaster that has multiple launches and an emphasis on airtime hills. It might not beat out Pantheon, but I can see this concept becoming a great number 2 at the park. Speaking of enrollment themes, the most cost-effective addition that I think would be one of the most appreciated is the Pantheon theming. I and many others believe this was planned during the original construction, but that portion of the project was removed to save costs. Pantheon's already world-class, but adding tunnels, columns, and rockwork throughout the layout would amplify the sense of speed and thrill. This is the star attraction of the park, and it deserves to be presented in an appropriate way. My top 2 come down to the big boy additions. In second place is a giga coaster. It is true that Apollo's Chariot's already at this park, but it's a somewhat same hyper, and I believe a giga could distinguish itself from it. The capacity on these is always appreciated, and large height is always very popular with guests. It would fit in with the park's lineup very well, but not as well as the RMC Hyper Hybrid. The RMC has been the most desired addition for this park since Iron Gwazi was announced and erected. A height waiver for 220 feet was filed a couple years back, which really got the excitement going. Unfortunately, nothing came for this, and Big Bad Wolf, the Wolf's Revenge, was built in the spot people thought the RMC would go. This survey brings renewed hope that this dream edition will become a reality. The fact that the survey claims it to be the tallest and steepest in the world makes this even more exciting. This is my number 1 option for this park, no contest. I'm not alone in this desire. I put a poll out on my channel, and the RMC was the favorite there with a commanding lead. It's pretty clear that this is what the people want. I was surprised to see the theming update to Pantheon went out over the Giga Coaster. Many people in the comments even voiced that they voted for the RMC, but also want to see the theming added to Pantheon. I'm not surprised to see the Surf Coaster finishing last compared to these options, but am a little surprised to see just how few votes it received. I love getting everyone's input for stuff like this, so be on the lookout for polls that will pertain to future videos. If you made it this far, thank you. If you found this video informative, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. I've greatly enjoyed presenting this information to you, and would love to keep you informed of any future updates on the items presented in the video. I love seeing everyone's thoughts on the concepts, so let me know which ones you like or dislike. I want this channel to be a place of discussion, not just a platform for me to project my own opinions. I look forward to sharing more with you in the future.